guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm very excited because this is my very first YouTube video ever. My name is Elizabeth and I'm Liz for friends and family. Hopefully you guys can call me Liz as well. And I'm in love with doing DIY, so I hope to share that with you guys. So while we at it, please like this video. I will really appreciate that. Subscribe also and comment also on this video, and I promise you I'll read every single comment and answer all of them. And also guys, don't forget to click on the bell icon so you guys can be notified of all my new video. In this video guys, about this dining table that I have for about 6 years now, and as you guys can see, it needed like something brand new, fresh and funky, and that's exactly what I did with it. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the video, and I hope that you guys like it and enjoy my company. And guys, I really hope that you guys gonna come back and that you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel and be part of my family and share that journey with me as well. So guys, then again, thank you so very much. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, you guys, this is the first thing that we did, is completely sand the whole table surface, because my table was like a brownish kind of color and I wanted to have a black background. So we sanded out with 110 grade sandpaper, and as you guys can see, the whole floor is a mess. So if you're gonna do any type of indoor project, make sure you put like something to catch all this dust. So I completely wiped the table with a dry cloth, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wet that cloth, lightly damp it, not completely, soak it wet, and then remove all the dust on it again, because you're gonna prime it and paint it. You don't want any dust to be there, otherwise it's gonna be messy, it's not gonna be pretty, and you don't want that. So that's what we did. We go ahead and lightly damp that cloth and then completely remove all the dirt on the surface, and then we're gonna let that dry out. And once that dry out completely, so we're gonna go ahead over with spray primer. The primer that I use is black matte acrylic spray primer, and it dry really fast, so which is a plus in using like a spray primer instead of the regular primer. So that's what I did. I used that, and I'm gonna spit that out for you guys, because you don't want to see me paint out or prime like a whole table, spray painting it. That's not fun. But anyway, I spray prime it, and then after like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so, the whole thing was completely dry out. And then this is when I went over it with the paint that I used. And the paint that I use is really great, guys. It's like so beautiful. It's like so dark, and it's like the darkest black I have ever seen, and it dry really fast, which is a plus, because in my house, guys, I cannot work in the morning because my kids, my little monkeys, they like to touch everything, and it's gonna mess up the whole thing. So this is what I did for the first night. The whole thing took me about like 3 days to completely finish the whole table. So the first night, all we did was like prime the table, sand the table, prime it, and then paint it out. As you guys can see, I used like 2 coats of black paint, but because it dries so fast, it only took me like 15 minutes in between to just go ahead and go over it with the 2 coat, and then we will call it a night after that. So again, I'm gonna speed out the whole process because I'm pretty sure you guys know how to paint, so you don't need to watch the whole thing going like so slowly. But then again, you guys, seriously, any type of project that you want to do, guys, make sure that you have like something under to catch like any kind of fall, paint or like dust. And I learned the hard way, but you'll see, in the middle of the project, I'll finally put some stuff, to catch like other stuff on it. But yeah, so after we go ahead, we go and paint the whole thing out. So we're gonna go ahead and let it dry for the night, and then in the next night I will go ahead and start doing the epoxy on top of it. And the whole thing, guys, is like, it's a fast project, really. If you can do it like within like 3 days, if you're doing like something big. Again, my table is pretty big, so that's one of the reasons that it took me that long. And I cannot work in the morning, so you guys, if you can work in the morning, then again, it will take you probably like less than like maybe 1 or 2 days to finish the whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit out. So after everything is dry, so you'll see me go ahead with the epoxy, and we're gonna go and start with the epoxy on it. Now this is the epoxy that I use, is Pro Marine Supplies Tabletop Epoxy. And this epoxy, it's not that cheap, but it's not that expensive. This one right here, it's a half a gallon. I use I think it's like $50 or so. I'll link all the information, everything that I use, in the description bar below. So you'll see me also use the powder pigment, and I use about like 5 different colors, and I absolutely love those pigment, guys, because they have like so many like particle of glittery in them, and it's very pretty. And you don't need a lot, just like 1 or 2 scoop, 2 little scoop of like powder, it's like good enough. Now my camera has died, so I'm not sure that's the reason that you guys see it's like different. But what the only thing I did was like put like a clear coat of epoxy on top of the black table, because you know you want the surface to be like smooth to receive the color. And guys, when you're using epoxy, make sure that you use like you know, a glove, because it's very sticky, it's hard to remove. Even if you use alcohol to remove it, it's still like sticky and a mess. So make sure that you use a glove. And this is me on the floor mixing some more of the colors with the epoxy. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the colors, you know, in the way that I want with the epoxy. And make sure that when you mix it, you mix it for at least a good 3 minutes, because you want it to mix it really really well with the epoxy. Again, follow the instruction that come with, you know, the epoxy, whatever epoxy that you buy. I'm not sure, you know, what kind of epoxy that you guys gonna get, and each epoxy, depending on the one that you get, have like different ratio. Mine was a 1-to-1 ratio, so that's what I did. Now you see me putting like the color with the epoxy with the pigment on them, and I wanted to have like a strappy vertical look on my table, and that's what I did. There's no rhyme or reason of, you know, the colors, how I put them down. It's just, you know, how I felt, so that's what I did. And again, you guys, you can do any type of design that you want. If you want to do circle, you can do any type of design, really. You know, it's your project, it's your canvas. Go ahead and go crazy, have fun, you know. And after I'm done doing, you know, putting all the colors down, I'm gonna go ahead and use like some kind of like flat you know, tool, like a spatula or even a card, you know, any flat thing that you guys can find. And I'm gonna go ahead and smudge the lines, mix some of them together, you know, so it doesn't look so harsh. But again, you guys, like I say, it's your project, it's your, you know, your taste. You can leave it like, you know, completely, you know, line like this. You know, it's you, do whatever you guys like. But me, I wanted to have like some smudge. I didn't want the lines to be so harsh, so that's what you see me do here, guys. I'm like smudging the lines out, you know, mix some colors together, you know, you know, some scriggling, you know, anything, you know, you can't go wrong. It's your thing, it's your design, so go crazy, have fun with it. And guys, this is the only thing that we're gonna do for this night. This is the second night. And after we put the clear coat of the epoxy on top of the black table, we put the color, the pigment color, and then we, you know, do the design that you want. And then we're gonna go ahead and leave that to dry out. My epoxy took about like 8 hours to completely dry out. Then again, it's because it's hot. You know, the hotter the place where you live is, the faster the epoxy is gonna dry out. And the colder the place is, the, you know, more time it will take for the whole thing to settle out and dry. And again, guys, this is what I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and speed the whole this part out, and we'll come back in the next morning and show you guys how everything looked out. Okay, guys, again, forgive me if you hear any noise in the background. You know, it's morning and everybody's you know, out and about doing their own things. So this part right here is the next morning on after day 2. You can see the colors, how everything show up. You look, guys, they look so pretty, and you can see the particle of, you know, the glitter I was talking about earlier, and you can see how, you know, I have like some squiggly line, and you know how the some color are mixed together, but not so much. And this is exactly what I wanted, and it couldn't come out better. In it, just like this, even though it's not done, you still have to do a clear coat of epoxy on top of it. I was really satisfied with how everything was coming out together. So you guys, again, like I say, you know, it's your design. You can do whatever design you want. Some people put like, you know, like wood on top of it. So you can put like, you know, whatever thing, you know, element you can put on it. Some people, you can even put like, you know, like little diamond or whatever really it's, you know, you can do whatever with it, because the epoxy, once it's sealed out, it's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be like glass. So you won't even feel like, even if you put like, say like, you know, black stone or, you know, or some kind of jam in them, it doesn't matter. It's, you're not gonna feel it. So this is day 2 after, you know, we did the whole epoxy thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of, you know, the close up and stuff. I'm gonna speed that part out also, guys, so you know, you don't get bored with me showing you the same thing over and over again. And then we'll come back after day 3 and show you the final result. And guys, while I was editing this video, I lost the footage for the 3rd day, showing where when I put the clear coat of epoxy on top of it. So I'm not sure that what happened to it, but this part right here I'm showing you, this is after I put a clear epoxy to seal everything. That's the 3rd day. After I finished doing the 3rd day. This is the night on the 4th day after I finished the whole thing, and everything is like completely dried out. And you can see, guys, everything is like glass. It's almost like as if you put like a giant piece of glass on top of the table. Everything is sealed out, everything is so completely smooth out, and you see the color is like more shiny, and the lines are so pretty. And you guys, the epoxy, seriously, it's the best thing that I have discovered, and people go crazy with it. It's very, very, very beautiful. It's not, you know, that hard to use, but you know, you have to be careful when you use it, because like I said before, the ratio, you have to make sure that you follow the instruction that came with your, you know, the epoxy that you use, because this is the part that is very crucial. If you mess up that part, then your whole project will be like, you know, really dead, because it will stay sticky. But you know, if you follow the instruction the way you're supposed to, guys, you're gonna end up with something that beautiful. And when I look at that table, I'm like so happy, because coming from, you know, having that brownish looking table that was like all messy looking, and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do with it? Do I have to throw it out? And I completely did something like this. Guys, you can do anything you want, really. So this is what I'm gonna tell you. If you have like an old furniture that you don't know what to do with it, don't just go ahead and throw it out, because you can revive and revamp that thing. And if you want to do like epoxy on top of like a coffee table or dining table, or even like your dresser, whatever it is, guys, you can do it and have your own little piece of art. And you know, I hope you guys go and try, you know, doing the epoxy. Even if you don't, go ahead and go crazy and do like a huge dining table. You can do like a coffee table. Even, guys, you can use like a canvas. Just go ahead and wet your feet, you know, try it out, you know, do like a painting or something. Just invent, do whatever, squiggle line, you know, circle, whatever you want to do, guys. Just go ahead and try it, and I promise you guys, you're gonna fall in love with your creation. And that's it for this video, guys. As you see, this is the final result, and I hope you guys really like the video, and I really, really appreciate, guys, that you stopped by. And if you did like the video, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment. I will answer every single comment, and then make sure that you click on the notification bell so you guys can be notified of every single video I upload. I'm gonna try to do that every single week. So guys, I hope you come back and share, you know, my journey with me and be part of my family. So you guys, I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you later, guys. Be blessed. Bye.